This is Navigator's George Wood reviewing Toy Story.
I just felt a buzz in my Woody.
Didn't expect both, honestly.
I'm talking about my slinky dog.
The first Super Nintendo game ever from Disney Interactive is Toy Story. When you pop in this game, the first thing you notice is the poor edging on Woody, the main character of the movie.
First thing you
character
notice?
You control in the game. The Toy Story movie was done with Silicon Graphics computers, and the instruction booklet says the game's graphics were created.
Wow, someone really did their homework for George.
In the making of the blockbuster movie. We don't know, however, if the game actually used Silicon Graphics computers.
What do you think, they lied to you?
We just played with this tire for 3 hours.
Only used for character animation, because the backgrounds do not have the detailed quality graphics of Donkey Kong Country.
So if you do get Toy Story, you are stupid.
But you're not as stupid for disliking.
Okay.
You're a little smarter.
With edging problems. All the other characters look great. The game's packaging box advertises an intensely 3D experience, but that statement is a bit misleading because the gameplay, although very...
How so, Navigator?
One question still remains. Why didn't Disney Interactive use Silicon Graphics computers for the entire game?
Okay, dude, back off the Silicon Graphics.
Come on, big Disney...
I don't think you know how this really works, Navigator.
Let's get real here.
Let's get real here.
What we can think of is that Disney Interactive did not use SGI computers because the graphics could not be handled by the Genesis for the Genesis version. Maybe that's why
What?
the game has nowhere near as many colors and detailed graphics as Donkey Kong. However, even that explanation doesn't seem plausible because Disney would have to be insane to pass up the chance of creating another Donkey Kong Country. Besides,
Wait, so they couldn't justify the cost of it because they were insane? Is that really the business reasoning that Disney used?
And also, why isn't Woody an ape?
But unfortunately, they blew it. Another thing that confuses us is Disney's marketing strategy. Since Pocahontas appeared in the theaters before Toy Story, why did the Toy Story video game come out before the Pocahontas game? Perhaps the Pocahontas game is being saved until the movie is released on video for some sort of joint marketing strategy.
It's just more not Donkey Kong horse shit.
About the play control. In the third level, players will start foaming at the mouth when they can't jump up to the rope at the top of the screen.
Or maybe I just need to go to the doctor.
You get in trying to bounce off the ball and up to the rope, you will most likely not reach the darn thing. This kind of play control.
So doesn't this make it unplayable, actually, or unfinishable?
Realistically,
It all goes back to the Silicon Graphics.
That would have fixed this, though.
Yeah.
You might get so mad at Toy Story that you may want to slam Doom into your Super NES and take out your anger by shooting a bunch.
Disney's lesser known game.
Again, Doom is an
Wait,
extremely
why did
difficult
that...
game, so
And that's not aliens, it's demons, but...
you might think we come
Why
down
did-
hard on Toy Story. Well,
Why did we go into Doom?
it's a shame, though, that the outstanding gameplay quality resulting from the developers' hard work is masked by the impossibly high challenge.
But you just said
It's
that...
too difficult. Like
Yeah, I thought it was bad because you couldn't even get on the rope. Or...
two awesome ways to cheat in Toy Story.
Awesome.
Bounce off the first beach ball you see and land on the bottom drawer of the dresser on the right.
He was so pissed off there wasn't a code to get to the very end boss.
Spinning in the upper left corner of the screen. Next, get on top of the dresser where you'll find the bucket of toy soldiers.
I bet this isn't actually even a cheat code and you just fucked something up.
10 times. At this point,
I like to imagine George would stay up for literally days to figure this out on his own.
anytime, just press start followed by select. You can't win Toy Story without cheating, and this cheating brings victory much
You
quicker than
can't
warrants
beat
spending
Toy Story without cheating? Are we sure on that?
$100 on a game they know they can beat. With that in mind, one wonders why companies release game codes and stage selects. Video game buying has become too much of a game. No pun intended. The game is about
George.
finding a game that's not too hard, but not by any means easy. Codes and other cheats make games easy and not worth buying. Unfortunately,
You hypocrite!
there's no way to tell if a game will last, or if a code will be released that makes it yesterday's news. There is,
I don't think that's why they do stage select codes and stuff.
Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy III. These
What?
games will never fail you as far as challenge goes, but the potential for these games to become interactive movies has yet to be realized. With an
George, where are you going?
however, that
I'm not seeing the connection here.
you may have seen screenshots of Toy Story and thought the graphics were poor. Indeed,
Huh?
screenshots do not represent the game well. Seeing the game in motion may actually impress you. Although Toy Story's graphics aren't perfect, they are pleasant looking, and the gameplay is refreshing. In the first level,
You
for
said
example,
before,
you
like, was it? You couldn't get on the...
stand
Are
next
there
to
two George Woods reviewing
and
this?
listen.
Why are we back to cheat codes?
Why have we seen this same area of the game like 3 times now?
In the entire game. Your chore doesn't end there, though. Once you've dispersed the troops, go knock the walkie-talkie off the shelf by standing
Wait,
next to
alright,
it.
wait. So now we're getting into how to beat the game, even though we can't beat the game without cheating.
Well, one specific part of one level.
Head right to the walkie-talkie
Oh.
we'll use to communicate with the troops. In the second level, the goal is to get all the toys back where they were before Andy gets upstairs and finds them out of place. Knock the blocks out of the pig.
Knowing that, you know that George Wood never played any of this shit, do you think he was just reading this thing like, oh my god, how long do I have to
I
be
think
doing this
some people
for?
just heard the weird musings of this man and decided to put video game footage over it.
But lovable green dinosaur.
It just happens to line up with Toy Story.
Next, knock blocks away with your pull string by pressing A to free the action figure toy named Biff.
Oh, for God's sake, so, like, the player got this far without realizing what one of the buttons what?
Also notice the similarities to other Street Fighter characters on the package design. Aha!
What are you talking about, George?
George, you're all over the map today.
Toy Story. Once Biff is
I'm expecting a score to come up at the end that says question mark out of 10.
and raise the bucket so the remote control race car can pass underneath.
Over footage from Apocalypse Now.
For you to get in your place, which is on the bed. Do that and the level will end. Next, you must battle a nightmare version of Buzz Lightyear.
Wow, what a nightmare.
His face shield with your pull string while
This
avoiding
is really horrific, yeah.
Buzz will warn you before he shoots a laser, so be sure to listen carefully for his egotistical taunting. As for the rest of the game,
I think George Wood's projecting a little bit here.
first of all, collecting stars helps you.
He always had a problem with Buzz
So even though
Lightyear.
the task is boring, do it anyway. Second, read the messages put up by the Etch-a-Sketch before each level. It tells you what to do. Third,
Cheat.
try to rush through the third level to beat Buzz Lightyear. You'll never win. After
I am
all,
so
he is
completely
a space
lost.
ranger, or at least he thinks he is. Lastly, we recommend seeing the movie first so you don't have to read all
but-
the boring text in between the stages. Bottom line, when all is said and done, Toy Story has better gameplay than either of the Donkey Kong Country games. And
Wait, what?
Be able to adjust to the flawed play control. Toy Story's great
What?
gameplay is shrouded,
But-
however, by frustrating
George.
balance and play control, and the cheating methods destroy what's left of the game after that.
Are we sure we want to get the
Now,
game?
Check out our review.
Why is he back here again?
Oh no.
What? Did he like it? Or not?
It really sounded like he did not like it, but then he threw in it was better than Donkey Kong Country.
He wanted them to do more Donkey Kong Country instead of this, but
I don't know. And then, like, the movie? Wait, and then why would you watch the movie? Like, I mean, I know you would watch them, but why would that help you play the... But
well, it's so you can skip the boring text.
it looked like one screen of text, though.
But just so boring.
Like, I'm pretty sure they don't actually put the movie script line by
You
line.
will instantaneously fall asleep if you read that text. You have to skip it. It was like focused on the bucket with the soldiers, so.
That was 7 minutes long.
And then the complete 180 with Donkey Kong Country.
I know.
Where was that?
7 minutes on Toy Story, and that's like the most random
Well,
game.
no. It was more like 4 minutes on Toy Story.
And then like Doom
And
was
then these
thrown
other
in.
games. These tangents. That's why it's called Flights of Fantasy, because it's George Woods' commentary.
It's probably that like he would just start to go off the beaten path, and somebody would hold up a cue card that said Toy Story to like kind of remind him to get back on topic.
He reluctantly goes back to.
Is the video game McLaughlin group?
It's the most confusing review.
Yeah, seriously.
I know it's insulting, but it's also the truth.